おはようございます、先生。
はい、おはようございます。
こんにちは、先生。
はい、こんにちは。
こんにちは、先生。
はい、こんにちは。
こんにちは、先生。
はい、こんにちは。はい。Everybody who's online, remember, please again, turn on your videos during the class. Yes. はい。では、始めます。はい。おはようございます。どうぞ。はい、オンライン。おはようございます。こんにちは。So I hope you all did a little bit of review yesterday after going home. Yes? Yes? Okay, great. Very good. I'm very happy. We are going to start with a little review today. We're going to do some of the exercises in your textbook together. We'll just quickly do a couple of them, and then we will be proceeding into lesson 2. Yes, so you can have your textbooks ready. This one, yes. As I mentioned yesterday, after lesson 1, you have Renshu, right? Renshu, and then you have exercise. We're just going to do a couple of these, not all of them. But if you have any questions, that is, you tried to do it yesterday and you weren't clear about something, you can ask after we finish what we're going to do here. If there's something that got left out, you're welcome to ask. Okay. So let me share the screen. Hi. Baby, okay? We'll start with some review. Hi. I hope everyone online can see the screen. Is it okay?
Yes.
Great.
Hi.
Okay. So the first exercise is this fill in the blank exercise. Let's get warmed up, get our brains working. I'd like everyone to first read what's on the screen, and then we will fill in the blank correctly, right? So this first word is?
Watashi.
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 Gakusei.
Gakusei
Desu.
desu.
Watashi gakusei desu. So how do we fill in the blank?
Wa.
Wa.
Move this here. Watashi wa gakusei desu. Right? And it means? I'm a student, right? As for me, student. Generally speaking, in this A, wa, B, this structure, right? Whatever comes in the place of B is like new information to the listener. So that's why we use it in self-introductions, right? Watashi wa Anuja this. When I say this, it means the other person doesn't know this detail that I am Anuja, or this detail that I am Gakusei, that I am sensei, that I am whatever. So whatever comes here is new information after wa. Before wa, the thing is becoming the topic of the sentence, and after wa is new information. Right. So watashi wa gakusei desu. Hai. Dozo.
Devi-san wa
Indojin. This.
Hai. Indojin desu.
desu.
Miss Devi is an Indian.
Indian.
Is an Indian. The new information is? Indojin. The person that you're saying this sentence to does not know that Miss Devi is an Indian. That is being conveyed to her as new information. Hai, dozo.
Eva. Raja this.
Okay, so let's do. Namae
Va
Va.
Raja this.
Hi. Now, usually this is also a way of introducing yourself. You know, even in English, we say the name is Bond, James Bond. It's like that. Namae wa Raja des. You're not doing this for somebody else because it's not o namae, right? It's just namae, which means you're talking about yourself. So, namae wa Raja des. Not Raja-san, but Raja des. Hi. Dozo. Watashi, blank.
Va
Watashi wa
Watashi no Watashi
no
no
namae wa
Namae wa Raja this.
Des.
Raja des.
Watashi?
No. No.
No. Yes, very good. Watashi no namae wa Raja
Raja
desu.
this.
Excellent. Watashi no namae wa Raja desu. What does it mean? My name is Raja, right? Watashi no namae. That is the name of me, name of mine. As for my name, it is Raja. This is new information, right? To the listener, that is new information. This is another way you can do self-introduction. Watashi no namae wa so-and-so desu. You can also simply say watashi wa so-and-so desu. It's really up to you. Hi. First word is? Nihongo sensei Tanaka-san
This.
desu. Great. So how do we fill in this blank?
Nihongo no Sensei wa
Excellent. Nihongo no sensei wa Tanaka-san desu. What is the sentence telling us?
Tanaka-san is Japanese language teacher.
Excellent. Perfect. Tanaka-san is the Japanese language teacher. Now, what is the difference between saying Tanaka-san wa Nihongo no sensei desu versus Nihongo no sensei wa Tanaka-san desu? What do you think is the difference based on what I told you?
Here Tanaka-san is the new information.
Exactly. The new info here is Tanaka-san. The person who you're speaking to knows that there is some Japanese teacher, but they don't know who it is. So you're giving this information that Miss Tanaka precisely is that Japanese teacher. If you change the structure, Tanaka-san wa Nihongo no sensei desu, it means the listener knows about Tanaka-san, but they don't know that she is Japanese teacher. So that would be the new information. So that's how wa operates, right? You can put it the other way around. The sentence is grammatically correct, but the meaning is slightly different. Even in English, if you translate, it won't sound different. But what is new to the listener, that changes, right? These are some things that are like very essential to Japanese, but if you translate, you won't catch it. Hai, dozo. Anata dash.
Namae da
Namae dash.
Tanaka-san desu.
Tanaka-san desu.
Ka.
Ha. So you can predict this very easily, right? So it's a question, right? How do we fill in the other blanks? Anata?
No.
No.
Namae wa
Namae wa.
Wa Tanaka-san
Tanaka-san
desu.
desu ka?
Meaning?
Is your name Tanaka-san?
Your name, right? Anata no namae. Anata is you. So name of you. Is it Tanaka-san? Is that correct? Right? Are you Tanaka? Is your name Tanaka? So again, in a question form, when you use A wa B desu ka, B is the information that the questioner is seeking. This is the information they want to get. That's why onamae wa nan desu ka? Nan. That place is where you want information. Similarly here, you want to confirm. Is your name Tanaka? This information, I need to confirm. B, that part is very important in wa-based sentence. Now we have another exercise where you have to write the correct sentence to fill in the blank. And that is, in some cases, you're given the question and you have to write the answer. In some cases, you're given the answer and you have to come up with the question. I thought we can do this together. So what does the question say? The first example.
Devi-san wa Indojin desu ka?
Desu ka?
Hi, meaning?
This Devi is Indian.
Exactly. Is Devi an Indian, right? And what's the answer?
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Indogene.
Indojin Days.
Yes, she is an Indian, right? Now in the
Indian.
next, you have the question here, sensei wa question. What does the answer say?
Hi,
Yes,
Nihonjin
she is
desu.
Japanese.
Hi, Nihonjin desu. Yes, she is Japanese. So what should the
Japanese.
question be?
Sensei wa
Sensei wa
Nihonjin desu
Nihonjin
ka?
desu ka?
Nihonjin Days ka?
Fantastic. Nihonjin desu ka?
Desu ka?
Is sensei a Japanese person? Yes, she is Japanese. Fantastic. The next case, the answer is different, right? What is the answer? Iie,
Ie dash.
Indojin deva arimasu.
iie, Indojin de wa arimasen.
Indogene de wa arimasen.
No, he or she is not Indian. So,
Not
sorry. Yes. What should the question be then?
Sensei wa
Sensei wa Indogene
Indojin
desu
Sensei
ka?
desu ka?
Indojin Days ka?
Sensei wa
Indogene desu ka?
Indojin desu ka? Right? Is sensei Indojin? So generally this desuka question type, it's a yes or no type question, right? So the answer will inevitably be yes or no, and then you can explain further if you want. But the core answer will be yes or no question. So is sensei Indian? No, she is not Indian. And lastly, what is the question?
Anata wa
Anata wa Nihonjin desu ka?
Hi, anata wa
Nihonjin desu ka?
Nihonjin desu ka?
Nihonjin
Desu.
desu ka? Ne, anata wa Nihonjin desu ka? What's the question? Very good.
Are you Japanese?
Are you a Japanese person? So we'll see. One second. Yes. The answer is starting with iie.
Iie.
So how
Ie
should-
Nihonjin deva arimasu.
Nihonjin
de wa arimasen.
arimasen. Ne? Nihonjin de wa arimasen. Ne? I am not an Indian. The person who's responding is starting with iie. Iie, Nihonjin de wa arimasen. Affirmatively, also, you could answer giving some other information. So I'm not Japanese. If I want to say, no, I am Indian, I can say, iie,
Watashi wa Indojin desu.
Indojin desu. Of course, you can also say, watashi wa Indojin desu. That's fine. But you don't have to repeat that watashi part because you are still the topic of the conversation. Hi, dozo. Good question. So since ka particle has the function of asking a question, adding a question mark is not compulsory in Japanese language. Usually after ka also, you can use a full stop. It's fine. If you want, you can use a question mark. They've started doing modern language. Many people are doing it. It's your choice. But mostly, it's not necessary. Also, you would have noticed all of the sentences are punctuated with a full stop at the end, a Japanese style full stop. So the exercises in your textbook, as I mentioned, you can do them online in the Hayakawa login. When you're doing that, please type carefully. Make sure you complete your sentences. Wherever the answer is a full sentence, you have to make sure you complete it with a full stop. This is like basic grammar, right? Your English teacher would correct you when you did it in school. The same way, you have to do it in Japanese. Hi. It's basically, they would draw a circle with a brush like this, but it will be quite small. They'll use just the tip of the brush. Hi. Daijoubu desu ka? Any questions? Great. Good to see everybody is in touch with what we looked at yesterday because you're going to need it today. Before that, like, is there any other doubt, maybe not related to the exercise we did, but what we covered yesterday? If you have any questions, please ask. Daijoubu desu ka? Yes? Okay. So actually, before doing this, I wanted to do a small exercise where I want to split everybody into groups. Maybe just for about 10 minutes, we could do this. I want to split everyone into small groups, and I want everyone to practice what we learned yesterday. What did we learn yesterday? Yes, what is it in Japanese?
Jiko shokai.
Hi. Jiko shokai. Right? Jiko shokai, self-introduction. What is the format? What's the first thing you have to say? Greeting, right? Like konnichiwa. Aisatsu. Very good. After aisatsu, hi. Hajimemashite. After that? Yes. Watashi wa so and so this. You can add some more information like some more information about what you're doing. Yes. Nihongo no.
Gakusei.
Hi. You can of course say gakusei desu. Ne, gakusei desu ne. And very good. Dozo yoroshiku.
Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Great. So for those members who are joining us online, I'm going to split you up.
Sensei,
Yes.
is it necessary that we have to say dozo, yoroshiku, onegaishimasu? Is it necessary?
Usually in self-introduction, at the end, you should say the full expression. It's the most polite way. Sometimes, yes? It's just a polite way of, when you start a relationship, it's a kind of cultural thing. Like saying konnichiwa, konbanwa. They don't think of exactly what they're saying, but it's just a way of, when you start a relationship, you acknowledge by saying yoroshiku onegaishimasu. So they say it in so many instances, as you might have already noticed. That's just part of their culture. So, instead of leaving it without saying anything, they close it with a polite handover to the other person. Yes. So those of you who are online, I'm going to split you up. So just give me a minute. Already forgot how to do it. I have this Zoom breakout room. I'd like to try that. And those of you who are here in person, I would like you to just, like in school, you can just turn around and maybe in groups of 4 or 5. Yes? Yeah, the ones who are in front could just kind of turn around in your chairs and make teams. I think first 2 rows here you can coordinate. Then these 2 rows you can coordinate. I'll come around, but just try to form groups of your own first. And you can practice saying jiko shokai. I'll quickly do the online team. Yes. So online members, I will be putting you in different rooms in Zoom. So you won't all be in the same place. About 4 or 5 of you will be in a room together. And I will come around. I'll try to pop in and just check in on you. But I'd like you all to just take initiative and talk to each other and do self-introduction in Japanese. Of course, you can do in English also after that, but first practice in Japanese. Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu desu.
大丈夫です。
大丈夫です。
これでいいかな。I think this is good. Yes. You will receive an invitation. Please accept and move to your room. Great. Yes. Okay. In the meantime, maybe the 4 of you can be a group. Yes. And the 4 of you. 4 of you. And here, I think I'll have to take about, you guys want to stay together? I'll split you up. I'm going to split you up. Okay. So maybe 5 of you can be a group here and the 3 of you here. Or maybe 1 of you can come so that we can keep it 4s. I'd like to keep groups in 4s. Yes. Hi.
Like I was in a group, I suddenly just left accidentally.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Advait, is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were, okay. You were assigned to a room and then it moved you?
Yeah.
I'll just check. Advait, I'll just move you to a different room now, okay?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of you. You can turn around and interact. Yes. You can go clockwise if you don't know how to start. Yes. Onegai shimasu. Please turn around. You don't have to change the whole chair. You can just rotate a bit. If you need to make room, you can move the chair a bit. Yeah. 4, 4. You're done, right? So I think the last 4 can be one group. And then these 4 and you guys. Ii desu ka? Is it okay? Yes. So go clockwise. Maybe you can pick whoever's going to go alphabetical if you can't pick anything. But I want everyone to practice. I'm going to come around and check.
Ma'am,
Please start.
sumimasen.
Hi, Advait-san. What happened?
It didn't work again, I guess.
Okay, just 1 second. Yes? Yeah. I'm sorry, it's a little inconvenient, but you can just turn around. Hi. Yes? Is it more convenient that way? Okay, fine. Maybe the 4 of you. It makes it more harder to turn. Okay, then maybe 4 of you can be a group and the 4 of you can be a group. Yeah? Please start practicing. Hi. You guys can practice as a group like this. Sumimasen. Daijoubu desu ka? Everybody online? Did you get a chance to practice? Thumbs up?
Hi.
I see.
Yes. Great, very good. Can I have a couple of online volunteers to come and do Jiko Shokai online? Yes, whoever did not do yesterday. If you did it yesterday, you don't need to do it today.
No,
Yes?
I don't.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch who that is.
Sorry.
Advait-san. Yeah, please go ahead. Dozo. Everyone?
はじめまして。私、アドワです。
はい。
日本語のアクシーです。
はい。
よろしくお願いします。
どうぞよろしくお願いしますね。はい。Great! ありがとうございます。Any other volunteers? Online?
おはようございます。
はい。I didn't catch who that is.
カルティケヤン。
カルティケンさん。はい、どうぞ。
私はの名前、カルティケヤンです。
はい。
はい。
You can say something more. Japanese language student or something.
の林は
早川
学生。林は学生。
私、
早川学生。
はい。
早川ストレント。
学生。はい。This. And lastly, what should we say? At the end. はい。
ありがとうございます。
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
どうぞよろしくお願いします。
Fantastic. はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
Yes, great. So I did hear Jiko Shokai from many of you here, but I did not hear from many of you in front. So today, when we close class, I would like to hear from some of you before you go. If you didn't attend yesterday's class for whatever reason, I will listen next week. Yes. So great. I hope you feel comfortable with Jiko Shokai. 大丈夫ですか?
大丈夫です。
大丈夫です。
Very good. Happy to hear it. Great. So now in lesson 2, we're going to slowly expand our vocabulary, and we're also going to learn how to introduce other people. Yes?
I have one small doubt. See,
No.
if I have colleagues of Japanese who are coming and for a meeting,
Hi.
so can I tell them that to start with Jikoi Shoku? Or how do I tell them? Self-introduction, please. How do I tell them this?
You can say Jiko Shokai onegai shimasu.
Oh, okay.
It's very simple. Actually, there's a better way to say, but we just now started, so it's hard to explain all that. For now, you can just say Jiko Shokai onegai shimasu or something.
Jiko Shoku onegai shimasu.
Jiko Shokai, self-introduction, onegai shimasu, please. Simple as that.
Hi.
But Jiko Shokai is something we do only when we meet someone for the first time. Okay?
Hi.
So if you've met them before, it's a bit strange. If you're meeting them for the first time, you can do that.
No, it's for the first time because the colleagues from Japanese will be flying and that's...
Oh, wow. Okay, fantastic. All the best.
Thank you.
Hi. Yeah. So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to introduce other people, right? If you have a meeting or something, or you have a gathering of some kind, a party, an event at Hayakawa, then sometimes you won't introduce just yourself. You may have brought a friend, your family member, and you would have to introduce them to someone else. So we're going to do that. But before that, we'll see some new vocabulary, right? We've just had gakuse and sensei till now. So we'll try to talk about some other professions, right? So can you please try to read these? One.
Kaisha-in.
Hi. Kaisha-in.
Shine.
Does anyone know what kaisha means? Yes.
Company.
Company.
Very good. Company, it also basically means office. Yes. So if you work in any kind of corporate environment, you can call it kaisha. Kaisha is a company. In is also a suffix that means employee. So an employee at an office, an employee of a company. Kaisha in. It's a suffix. You don't say in separately. you have to attach it to other words, just like jin and go, right? So kaisha-in. So if you work in such a company, you can always say, watashi wa kaisha-in desu. Hai. Dozo.
유빈 교구인.
유빈 교구인.
Very good. Yubin kyoku-in. Yubin kyoku-in. What is yubin kyoku? Post office, right? So it's a post office employee. An employee at the post office. How about the third thing?
에킨.
Ekin.
에킨.
In. Eki-in. Eki is? Yes,
Train.
railway station, basically. So eki is the station, not the train itself. Only the station. Eki-in is an employee at a railway station. And lastly,
긴코인.
긴코인.
Ginko-in.
Ginko-in.
인.
Ginko-in. Hi. Is it okay? Ginko-in. What, can you guess what it is? Hi? Saturday, ma'am. They say
Bank employee.
bank employee. Yes. Bank employee. Right? So kaisha-in, yubin kyoku-in, eki-in, and ginko-in. Just a little bit. Some of you are engineers, like software engineers. You can say that. Software engineer. Watashi wa software engineer desu. If you want, you can use, it's practically English. If you say it in English also, I think they will understand. But this is how they would pronounce it. They would put it in katakana. Hi. So let's move in here. We learned about Jiko Shokai, right? In lesson 1, which is what we also practice now. What we're going to see now is not just Jiko Shokai. This is Jiko Shokai, right? Konnichiwa, konbanwa. What do you say after that? Hajimemashite.
하지메마시테.
Watashi wa. This is Raja desu.
라자 데스.
He wants to say, I am a Japanese language student.
일본어学生です.
Nihongo no ga.
よろしくお願いします.
Dozo. Yoroshiku.
よろしくお願いします.
Now, until Raja is talking about himself, this is fine. But what happens when you start talking about someone else? Who is this someone else?
アショークさん.
Ashok desu ka? I want you to read the words. Is this a? Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Ma. Kumar-san. So, Raja is going to introduce Kumar-san. If he wants to introduce Kumar-san, this is how you would go about doing it. What is the first word?
거치라.
Chira.
Ko, chi,
Kochira.
ra. Kochira wa,
Kumarasan desu.
kochira wa Kumar-san desu. So basically, this kochira here means this person. Ivargal. This person. Kochira wa Kumar-san desu. And if you want to say Kumar is a Japanese language student, how would we say it?
Kumarasan wa
Kumar-san wa.
Nihongo no gakusei desu.
日本語の先生.
Very good. Kumar-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. Instead of wa, there's a different particle used over here. What is it?
Just mo.
Mo. Kumar-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu. What do you think mo could mean?
Also.
Very good. When do we use also? In such a scenario, when I say Kumar is also a Japanese language student, what information does that convey? I've introduced myself as a Japanese language student. Kumar is part of that group. He too is a Japanese language student. So this happens very often. When we introduce someone else, they're not necessarily a completely new thing or a different category. They belong to our own same group. So at that time, you can use this mo instead of wa. This is very important. Mo replaces wa. Right? If you're going to use mo, don't use wa. It's one or the other, because they both do the same work in the sentence, except mo has an extra added meaning of also. Yes, or two. You can also think of it as two. So Kumar too is a Japanese language student. So you can make a note of that particle. Now, instead of this kochira, you have some alternative expressions we can use. That's the new learning of lesson 2. It's a very important concept we're going to look at. Instead of kochira, we can say
Konohito.
kono hito. It also means this person. Kochira, kono hito. And lastly, you have one more expression. Can you read it?
Kono kata.
Yes.
Kata. Kono kata.
Kono kata. Kochira, kono hito, kono kata. Actually, hito and kata are both nouns. They are words of their own. Hito means person. Kata also means person. The difference between hito and kata is that hito is a normal word. It's the average level of politeness. But kata is extremely respectful. It is the higher, more respectful form of hito. So if the person that you're introducing is someone to whom you want to show a lot of respect. Now, if I'm introducing my younger sister, I'm not going to use kono kata because she's my younger sister. But if I'm introducing my sensei to someone, my boss to someone, maybe I don't feel, or if I'm introducing my client to my boss, I have to show respect to my client, right? So that client is going to be kono kata, not just kono hito. It shows more respect. They all mean the same thing. Kochira is also a more respectful term. So kono hito is normal politeness. And then you have kochira and kono kata. Both of them are quite respectful. You can use whichever one you want. The difference between them, I will discuss like how to use and all that. We'll see in just a second. But the important thing about all three, what do they have in common? What do all three of these have in common? Ko, right? The sound ko in the beginning. The sound ko in the beginning, they all have it in common. We're going to see it in just a second. Yes. Hi. That is a different ko. This is a different ko. There are going to be many shared sounds and words in Japanese. Many homophones, they have the same sound, but totally unrelated meanings. They're not even the same kanji, completely different. So ko, kodomo, ko is different. This ko is different. This ko, in these sentences, who is the speaker? Kochira wa Kumar-san desu. Who's saying this? Raja-san desu. Raja is speaking these sentences, right? The speaker is Raja-san. And who is he talking about? Kumar-san. Kumar-san. He is introducing Kumar to someone else. Now, where is Kumar located? Beside Raja, right? Close to Raja. He's near Raja. Kumar-san is near Raja. Now, these ko terms that we use, we always use them for a person who is near us, the speaker, right? And that is the main concept we're going to learn today. As a category, they're called, how can we read this? Ko,
So,
do. We're going to learn a group of ko, so, do words. And ko, so, do words, they're used in many different ways to basically indicate relative distance, right? Distance relative to me, the speaker, generally. It can be to indicate a person, an object, a place, anything. You can think of it as an equivalent for in Tamil, we say, idu, adu, even, avan, right? Ival, aval, ivargal, avargal. Or even in Hindi, you use it even for places, yahan, wahan. Yes, idhar, udhar, kidhar, all that. You have all these different terms. So, koso ado is basically like that. The first set of koso ado words we're going to learn is this set. Can you read?
Kochira,
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 Sochira,
Achira,
Dochira.
Dochira.
Kochira, sochira, achira, dochira. Now, each of these has a category. Kochira belongs to the ko category, where what you're speaking about is near you, the speaker, right? So this is the speaker, then the person you're introducing is near you. That person is kochira. So is the tricky category. Many languages don't have an equivalent of what is so in Japanese. You have, whenever there's a speaker, there's also a listener, right? Someone to whom you're speaking. A person near the listener is indicated by you, the speaker, with sochira. We don't actually have an equivalent for this in many languages. So it's a bit special in Japanese. And I like to think of it as, generally speaking, the Japanese are very respectful to their listener. So the focus on the listener increases because you're also talking about relative distance from the listener. When we speak in Tamil, inga, anga, even avan, it's always with relation to our place, our location, right? But this is with relation to who I'm speaking to. Say I'm speaking to my friend, someone close to me, I would say kochira. But someone close to them, I would say sochira. That is sochira. It's a very special category. Lastly, you have yes, sorry.
Then what is the difference of koreva, soreva?
That's a good question. So kochira, sochira, achira is used for certain things. Kore, sore, are, which we'll be learning in lesson 3, is used for objects, things, not people. That's the main difference.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good question. Now the last category is achira. That is for things, people, objects, whatever is far away from the speaker and the listener. So I'm here, the person I'm talking to is here. That is something far from both of us, neither close to me nor close to him. And lastly, do, you can kind of guess because it's the only thing left. It's the question form. Where, who. When you want to ask question terms, they generally start with the sound, especially do. So dochira is which. We'll come to that in just a second. But this is the core concept of koso ado, right? Near speaker, near listener, away from both speaker and listener, and question form. We're going to use this in different groups of words, of which one group is kochira, sochira, achira, and dochira. Now there's one more word in the dochira category. Can you read it?
Donata.
Donata. Donata is used for people when you want to ask who. Who is that person? When you want to ask that, you use this term, donata. You have learned one other question word. Very good. We haven't learned it yet, but that's another one. Yesterday's lesson. Nani. Very good. Sorry. Nani is a question word, what? But it doesn't come under koso ado category. So nani does not indicate location when you talk about it. Whereas these terms, they're kind of focusing on where you're asking about somebody or who they are and things like that, more pointed. This is only for objects, nani. It's only for things that are not directly people. You can use it for name. A name is a thing, it's a label, but not the person themselves. So you wouldn't ask, if you want to ask who somebody is, sochira wa nani desu ka? You cannot say. Sochira wa donata desu ka? That person, who is it? Now we'll focus more on this little by little. Let's take it in steps, shall we? Now we're going to look at a few situations. Can you tell me who the speaker here is?
Ashoka-san.
Ashoka-san, very good. Who is his listener?
Tanaka-san.
Very good. And who is this person?
Devi-san.
Now, he is the speaker. He knows Devi, but Tanaka does not know Devi. So it's Ashok's duty to introduce Devi to Tanaka-san. He will, of course, call her
Kochira.
Kochira, because she doesn't know the name yet. He has to introduce her using Kochira. How would he make the sentence?
Kochira wa Devi-san.
Very good. Kochira wa Devi-san. Again, we're coming back to the same sentence structure that we saw yesterday. Kochira wa Devi-san, new information, right? The Devi part is the new information. So this person here is Devi-san. Now in this scenario, Devi is near Tanaka, the listener, but still it's Ashok who's doing the speaking. How would he introduce her?
Achira wa Devi-san.
Sochira.
Chichi.
He is speaking. He's the one doing the talking. But he's talking about a person who is near his listeners. He's addressing Tanaka, but talking about Devi. Get a little confusing when we think of it theoretically. That's why it's better to imagine the scenario. So I'm talking to Tanaka and telling her, oh, that person is Devi, the person next to you, and the person near you. And lastly, Ashok-san and Tanaka-san are standing side by side. Tanaka is like, hey, who's that woman over there? I've never seen her before. It's all the way in the distance.
Achira.
Achira wa Devi-san desu. That person way over there is Devi-san. Like you're in a party, way in the distance, there's a character, you and your friend are talking about them. You say, oh, that person is so-and-so. Achira wa Devi-san desu. Okay? So that is the difference between these three. Dochira is a little special. Dochira doesn't mean who, it means which person. Can be a little confusing, we'll come back to this. Yes, donata is who. Now we've learned how to use kochira, sochira, achira. We'll try to fill this in, fit this into the introduction pattern that we saw yesterday and add more information. So now Raja-san is introducing Kumaru-san. Okay. He's introduced Kumaru-san. He's also going to introduce Devi-san. And they're both Japanese language students. Let's start with Kumaru-san. How would he introduce Kumaru-san? Kochira wa
Kumaru-san.
Kumaru-san desu.
Kochira wa Kumaru-san desu.
Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Nihongo no gakusei desu. What about Devi-san?
Achira wa Devi-san.
Kochira wa Devi-san desu.
We're going to learn one more particle here. Can you read the sentence?
No.
Kochira wa
Kumaru-san to.
Kumaru-san. Devi-san desu.
desu. Kochira wa Kumaru-san to Devi-san desu. These actually, so Kochira is kind of unique in this. It doesn't mean just one person. It can be plural also. Yes. So kochira wa Kumaru-san to Devi-san desu. What do you think to is? Very good.
And
Yes. To is a unique and type. Now in English, we can use and for two different functions. We can attach two nouns to each other, bread and butter, or we can attach two sentences together, right? Yesterday, I went to the library and borrowed a book. These are two separate sentences. I'm combining them using and. Yes? Yes, please go ahead. So, and in English, two functions. But to in Japanese has only one function. You can only combine two nouns. You cannot combine sentences with to. So please don't do it. For example, kochira wa Kumaru-san desu to kochira wa... No, we don't say that. Two sentences cannot be brought together. Just two nouns. Kumaru-san to Devi-san. They're just independent nouns. So this is Kumar and Devi. Okay. They are also Japanese language students. We want to say with also. How can we say it?
Bo.
Mo. How do we make the sentence? Kumar and Devi. Kumar and Devi are also Japanese language students.
Sumimasen.
1 second. We'll just, yes. Dozo?
Sumimasen. There is also one particle called no for and. Yesterday we have seen that. So
No.
how that particle and this particle differs? Yeah.
No is not and. No is something more like of. And in some situations, it's not of also, but it's definitely not and. So you're not combining, you're not attaching two things and saying A and B, but you're actually using no to say noun one of noun
Of-
to type. Of that type or category. That's why no is used. Is it
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
Hi. Like
Arigato
Nihongo no sensei. What type of sensei? Nihongo no sensei. Japanese language. Hi. So coming back,
Arigato.
Mr. Kumar and Miss Devi are also Japanese language students.
Kochira mo
Kumar-san to Devi-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu.
Hi. Kumar-san to Devi-san mo. Sorry. Nihongo no gakusei. So you can fit this and information. When you combine it, you can fit it into this structure. It need not just be one person that you talk about all the time. You can combine with to and talk about multiple people. That's normal even in English. We don't make extra sentences every time we want to say something. Oh, this is my friend, Sahana and John. Right? I won't say this is Sahana, this is my friend Sahana, this is my friend John. I wouldn't point out one by one. Right? We'd kind of just club it together and say, oh, Sahana is also a Japanese language student. John is also a Japanese language. This is too many people. I can just say Sahana and John are also Japanese language students. It's quite straightforward. We do it naturally in every language, right? So you can note down to and mo for these purposes. Again, mo is replacing wa particle, right? When you use wa, Devi-san, sorry, Raja-san, sorry, Kumar-san to Devi-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu. It means Nihongo no gakusei is completely new information. But here, somebody is already Nihongo no gakusei. It's not really new anymore. That's why mo is more natural in this situation.
Sunimatan, ma'am.
Hi. So those.
Ma'am, actually, we are adding do.
Hi.
Kumaru-san do,
Hi.
Devi-san mo.
Hi.
Here, already do is meaning combining both person,
Yes.
Kumaru-san and Devi-san. So mo is required really?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So what to is doing is, it's combining these two into one unit. What mo is doing is, it's adding them to this category. This Nihongo no gakusei part is what mo is for. Like it's adding them to that category where Raja already belongs. Raja is outside this sentence. He doesn't come in this sentence. Okay? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Hi.
Arigato.
Dozo. Hi. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at just some ways in which you can use this to and mo particles. It can be a little confusing. So you can take it down as a rule. I can do this, I cannot do this. Just fix it as a rule because it's difficult to understand the reason right away. As you speak more Japanese, you'll understand why or why not. Just for now, remember it this way. So here we're saying A and B are also some information, right? Desu. So A to B wa something this. Or A to B mo something this. That's the structure. This is okay. An interesting thing you can do is you can use mo twice. Instead of saying to, you can use mo. The difference is instead of them being clubbed as one, you're treating them separate. It's very similar to in Tamil, we say right? Avalum, avanum. We say it like that. It's like that. You can think of it the exact same way. Or even in Hindi. Ye bhi, wo bhi. We say it like that. So you're actually just piling them on top of each other by using mo consecutively like this. You can use it infinite number of times. It need not just be two people. Kumar-san mo, Devi-san mo, Raja-san mo, Ashoka-san mo. You can keep on going. But please be kind to your listener. I think 3 is a good limit. Now, this combination, wa plus mo, it's not allowed. Yes, if we're going to use mo, mo will completely replace wa. So please don't do that. Either way is not allowed. Wa plus mo or mo plus wa. Don't do that. If you're attaching multiple things together, either use mo all the way or use to until the last one. And use mo for the last one. This is just a rule. You can just kind of Remember
Yeah.
the sentence structure like this.
Sumimasen.
Hi, dozo.
Can we combine to and wa?
To and wa?
Yeah.
Yes, that you can do. So instead of mo here, you can use wa.
Hmm.
The difference would be that if you use mo, there is a precedent for this information. Outside this sentence, in the previous sentence, you mentioned somebody was Nihongo no Gakse. That is when you use mo. But if such a case does not exist, you can use wa. Daijoubu.
Arigato.
So this is just a kind of a summary of A to B. Mo something or wa something is okay. A mo, B mo, C mo, D mo is okay. A wa, B mo, A mo, B wa. We don't say like that. It's just not used. It's unnatural. Okay, desu ka? This mo and to, if you reverse the order, the meaning of the sentence will change. I'll come to that later. This to is a different to. It will take a different meaning. So if you want to try using like this, the meaning is different. We'll come back to it later in the future. It's okay, but in some situations. I've just included it as a possible case. Now coming back to Kumar and Devi. Now till now, everybody's Japanese student, Japanese teacher. What if they are different professions? Right? For example, Kumar is a company employee. Nan desu ka? What is that?
Kashi.
Kaisha-in. Right? Kochira wa Kumar-san to Devi-san desu. First, you want to say, Mr. Kumar is a company employee. How can we say it?
So, wa
Kumar-san
Aisha
wa
in this.
Kumar-san wa kaisha-in desu. Ms. Devi is, on the other hand, a bank employee. How can you say it? Ms. Devi is...
Devi-san wa ginko in this.
Very good. Devi-san wa ginko-in desu. Two different professions. So we cannot club it together like we saw in the previous case. Ashok-san to Devi-san wa something this. We cannot do that. Here, if we want to combine it, what would we do in English? Kumar is a company employee and Devi is a bank employee. We're combining two sentences. So let's see how to do that. It's actually very easy. I'm going to put it up. I want everyone to read the thing and then we will see what's happening. It's down here. Dozo.
Kumaru-san wa Kaisha
Aisha in this.
de Devi-san wa Ginko-in desu.
Ginko-in desu. What's the difference between the two?
This is
Yes. So, Kumaru-san wa kaisha-in de, Devi-san wa ginko-in desu. The only difference is the first sentence here, it's ending with desu and a full stop. That is changing to just de with a comma. Right? That de is and in the English sense of combining two sentences. Right? So to is for combining nouns, right? Noun one, to, noun two. De is for sentences. Sentence one, de, sentence two. The sentence two will end with desu. Basically, de is the connecting form of desu. Desu is sentence ender. De is connector. There's also no limit for this. Generally speaking, a lot of connecting things in Japanese, there's no limit. You can use n number of de in Japanese. You can connect as many sentences you want. Watashi wa Nihongo no sensei de, Devi-san wa ginko-in de, Kumaru-san wa kaisha-in de, Ashoku-san wa Nihongo no gakusei de. I can keep going because grammatically this is allowed. But again, we want to be nice to our listeners. Please don't do that. I think 2 to 3 sentences combined in one is okay. It's nice. More than that, it's too much information. Yes? Vidyaso illa, but it's more natural. In any language, if we can finish it in one sentence, we tend to do that. rather than break it and then start a new sentence. Just because it's natural speech. As you said, in this case, it doesn't make a difference. The length of the thing is almost the same. But what we do in real life in speech, we tend to do this. That's the main thing. And when you hear it, you should know what you're hearing. So if you really want, you can break it. There's nothing wrong with this. Okay? But naturally, we would prefer to do this.
Yeah, I have a doubt that there for comma, it's sensing.
Yes?
Why will they put comma for a sentence?
It's not ending, right? It's continuing. So in English also, we use commas when we're not finishing the sentence. We give a list of things. We put comma, and then comma, bread and butter and chips and whatnot. We add commas, right? So basically, it's just to indicate that it's continuing.
But what is that they means?
They basically means and.
So and we use one time.
In English. Yeah, in Japanese, that limit is not there. This applies for to also. You can use to any number of times in a sentence. Devi-san to, Raja-san to, Ashok-san to, Tanaka-san to, Raja-san. You can keep going. But again, just be kind to your listener. That's my general suggestion. Any questions until this? Okay, desu ka? Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu desu.
Great. So you can just make a note of this. This is the sentence structure. What's happening here is A wa B this, or sorry, we can say C this. Anything is fine. A wa something this, B wa something this. Instead of the first desu, we're changing it to de. For now, we are connecting only affirmative sentences, right? We're not connecting arimasen sentences here. That's a little more complicated. We'll see it later on. Only affirmative. Yes, they are, right? He is this and she is that. Ja. Now we come to some renshu, practice. We're going to start easy and build up with making sentences. Let's start by introducing this person to somebody else. How do we say it?
Kochira wa Devi-san.
Kochira wa Tanaka-san. Instead of kochira, I can also say
Konaite.
Konohito.
Konohito. Konokata. I can use any one of these. But where is Tanaka? If I use these expressions, she is near
The speaker.
the speaker, right? Me, if I'm the one speaking, then she is near to me when I say this. Kochira wa Tanaka desu. She's right next to me. Hi, the next person? Kochira wa
Devi-san desu.
Very good. Now, if baby was near the listener, I should say
Sochira wa
Devi-san desu.
Kochira. Alternatives?
Sonohito.
Sonohito.
Oh, sorry. He was very bad. Sonohito?
Sonokata.
No?
Sonokata.
Yes. Kochira becomes sochira if they're near the listener. Sochira wa Devi-san desu. Sonohito wa Devi-san desu. Sonokata wa Devi-san. Lastly, how do we introduce him?
Kochira wa
Kochira wa
Raja-san.
Raja-san desu. If Raja is far away,
Kochira wa
Raja-san desu.
Achira wa Raja-san desu.
Achira wa Raja-san desu. Ano wa Raja-san. Or
Anokata Raja-san desu.
very good. Ano kata wa Raja-san. Okay? So it depends on their position. This person is also, dozo, read it.
Kumaru mo Nihongo gakusei desu.
Kumaru
Kumaru
Kumaru-san mo Nihongo gakusei desu.
Very good. Kumaru-san mo Nihongo no gakusei.
学生です。
どうぞ。
Tanaka-san mo
も
田中さんも
Eigo no
先生です。
sensei desu.
Very good. Tanaka-san mo Eigo no sensei desu. Just
先生
one
です。
second before we go to the next one. In both cases, if we're using mo, it means I have already introduced someone in these categories before this sentence, right? Before I said this, I introduced someone else who's a Nihongo no gakusei. Before I said this, I mentioned someone else who's a Eigo no sensei. That's the meaning of mo here, right? Now, lastly here, what are we trying to say?
Hayashi wa Nihongo
Hayashi
wa
san
Hayashi-san wa
wa
Nihongo no
日本語の
sensei de wa arimasu.
ではありません。
Very good. Hayashi-san wa Nihongo no sensei de wa arimasen. Excellent. Now we're adding people, right?
Kumaru-san to Ashoka-san mo
Oh, what is this?
Ryugakusei
Very good.
Yoga.
Gakusei.
Hi. Ryugakusei is like a foreign exchange student, right? An overseas exchange student. So gakusei part has the same meaning. Only this ryu part is giving that meaning. So Kumaru-san to Ashoka-san mo
朝さんも
Ryugakusei desu.
ryugakusei. Ryugakusei de. Now again, two people. どうぞ。
Tanaka-san
田
to
中さんと
Suzuki-san
鈴木さんも
mo
日本語の先
日
生
本語
です。
の
sensei desu.
In this case, we are not saying also. So instead of mo, what should we use?
Wa.
To or wa?
Wa.
Wa. Okay. To is combining them. But about them, you're making a statement about Nihongo no sensei. So it should be wa. Mo is replacing wa in most situations. So Tanaka-san to Suzuki-san wa no sensei desu. Tanaka and Suzuki are both Japanese language teachers. One more combination.
Raja-san to
ラジャ
Devi-san
さんとデビさん
Mo
さんも
Kaisha-in desu.
会社員です。
kaishain desu ne. Company employees. Raja and Devi are both also kaishain, which means before this sentence, I mentioned someone else who was kaishain. Maybe I said, watashi wa kaishain desu. Raja-san to Devi-san mo kaishain desu. They're also company employees. I'll just hide this. Now in this next case, we're making a question. Yes? Who are the two?
Kumar-san to
アショ
Ashoka-san
とアショクさんは日本語の学生か
ですか
ですか
We're not saying also. Kumaru-san to Ashoka-san wa
さんは
日本語の学生ですか
です
To desu ka.
ha. Desu ka? It's a question. Kumaru-san to Ashoka-san wa Nihongo no gakusei desu ka? Are they Japanese language students? Excellent. Hai. Daijoubu desu ne? Now we're going to, yes, was there a question? Any questions?
Yeah.
Great. Oh, getting answers in Japanese. So in this, now we're going to practice combining sentences. Yes? So first, we have to introduce them. Who is this person? How do you
Was.
introduce him? Kochira wa
Kumaru-san desu.
Kumaru-san desu. Kaishain desu.
Kaishain desu.
This person? Introduce
Baby sound this.
Yubin kyoku
In this.
in ですね。So こちらはクマールさんです。会社員です。こちらはデビーさんです。郵便局員です。How do you combine it? First, introducing them. These people are Kumar and Devi-san. How can we say it?
こちらは
こちら
こ
は
ちらがクマールさん。
とデビさんです。
デビさん。
はい。Kumar is a company employee and Devi is a post office employee. And you want to combine two sentences. Kumar is a company employee. Kumar さんは
会社員
会社員
会
です。
社員、
で、
社員、
デビさんは
デイビさんは、
郵便局員です。
fantastic. Here it's just in the reverse order, but basically it's the same idea. Devi さんは郵便局員で、Kumar さんは会社員です。ね、A is something and B is something else. ね、two sentences combined using they particle. Okay ですね。It's fine? One more combination, right? Who are these two people? こちらは田中さん
田中さんです。
と林さんです。
と、
さんです。
こちらは田中さんと
田中さんと
林さんです。
林さんです。
Miss Tanaka is a Tamil language student and Mr. Hayashi is a Japanese language teacher. は
田中さんは
タミル語の
先生で
学生で、
先生。林
林
さんは
日本
日
語の
本先生です。
Excellent. 田中さんはタミル語の学生で、林さんは日本語の先生です。Fantastic. Now a little trickier one. Okay, now we're only talking about one person. Who is that person? Ashok-san. It's Ashok-san. But what we want to say about Ashok-san is, he is a teacher of English language and Japanese language. How do we start the sentence?
こちらは
こちらは Ashok-san です。
アショクさんです。
Ashok-san は
アショクさんは
さんは
英語の英
日本語と英語
と日
の
本語
先生。
先生。
The order doesn't matter, but language 1 to language 2. We can combine because they are independent nouns. They both belong to the sensei category. 英語と日本語の先生。
先生です。
そう、アショークさんは英語と日本語の先生。We don't need two different sentences because they're both information about sensei. Right? What kind of sensei is he? He's an 英語の先生 and 日本語の先生。大丈夫ですね? Is it okay?
大丈夫です。
Any questions so far? So a very quick look at the rest of this koso ado concept. So far we were using heavily only こちら、この方、ね、and この人. You also have the other terms and the question terms. So we'll just also very quickly look at these. Now this is Raja, okay? And this is Kumar, and there's an unknown person in the midst. Raja doesn't know that person. First off, who is that person near? Raja is the speaker. He wants to ask Kumar who that person next to him is. So the person is next to Kumar. How should he refer?
Sochira.
Very good. Yes.
こちら。
Sochira to indicate the location of the person, and then to ask who.
Anata.
こちら。
どうぞ。
Donata.
Kumar-san. I'm sorry, Mr. Kumar. そちらはどなたですか? Who is that person? That person next to you, who is it? As always, A, wa, B, ですか? In this structure, B is the new information. Either you know that info or you're seeking that information. So donata will come in the place of be. You won't ask donata wa sochira desu ka. It makes no sense. You have to ask like this because you don't have that information. When you have both pieces, you can swap. It'll have a slightly different meaning. But here you don't know at all. Right? You have no clue who that person is. So it has to be in this structure. Sochira wa donata desu ka? Instead of sochira, say this person is near, I'm sorry about my terrible art. If they're near Raja-san, kochira. Kochira wa donata desu? Who's this person? Near me or far away? Very good. Achira wa donata desu ka? Who's that person? All the way over there. Now somebody mentioned another word. Nan desu ka?
Dare.
Do?
Re.
Da desu ne?
Dare.
Dare. Dare and donata mean the same thing. As usual, in Japanese, you'll have multiple words that mean the same thing. The difference being respect or politeness. Donata is more respectful. Dare is normal. It's like, it's more casual. So if you really want to show respect, better to use donata. But if that person is very young or it doesn't matter to you who they are, then you can ask dare. You might hear dare quite often. When you want to be a little rude, it might be used. Hi, was there a question?
Donata. Nata is for indicating the person, or we can use it for object also.
No, it's
Or
only for people. Only for people, both of these.
Yes, Sumimasan, what about dochira? Should we not use it?
So dochira doesn't mean who. Dochira means which person. So the difference being, in the case of donata or dare, you don't know that person at all, right? You've never known their name before. You have no clue. You're seeing them for the first time in your life. Whereas which person is like, you've heard of that person. Oh, that person, they're very famous. I've heard of them. Oh, Shimizu Sensei, I've heard that name so many times, but I haven't seen that person. Which person is she? I want to know which person this Shimizu Sensei is. In that case, you would use dochira. Donata, you need to know them for the very first time. Dochira, you need to clarify which person in a group or category, in the midst of many others, which exactly is that person. Because you have known their name, you don't know their exact identity. So that's the main difference. You wouldn't ask sochira wa dochira desu ka? Doesn't make sense. That person, which person, doesn't make sense, right? You would have to give a name. Tanaka-san wa dochira desu ka? I know there's a Tanaka here. Which one is she? That's how we use dochira. Daijoubu desu ka?
Daijoubu.
Hi.
I have a question.
Hi, dozo.
Should we use only kochira, or we can use other like
Konohito. Yes, you can use that. You can use that in place of this also. Sonohito, sonokata, anohito, anokata. All of them are fine. One difference is kochira, sochira, achira can be used for multiple people. It's not singular or plural. There's no fixed category. But konohito and konokata are singular. You can use it only for one person at a time. So if you're introducing a bunch of people, opt for this. The kochira, sochira, achira is better for kochira wa Debi-san to Raja-san desu. You won't say konohito wa Debi-san to Raja-san desu. It sounds a bit funny. Because konohito points to one specific person. Kochira, sochira, achira, this brings me to another point. It doesn't actually indicate a person. It indicates a direction. So in Japanese culture, it is generally considered rude to point to individuals. That's why we don't say anata also, right? It's a very pointed thing to say you. So even to point and say this person, it's considered more polite to say the person to this direction, the person to that direction, rather than the person exactly. So kochira, sochira, achira become polite, not because they are polite and naturally, but because they don't actually talk about people at all. They say, towards this side, there's a person. Okay? So in this way, in that way, it's actually a direction. Whereas kono hito, kono kata, it's pointed. It points to a specific person. So if you were to pick, go for kochira, sochira, achira, the most polite, and it doesn't point to one person. It's just direction. So you can use it for plural category also. Many people. Is it okay? Now, lastly, when Kumar is introducing, just a couple of things. Raja asked Kumar who this person is. Kumar has to reply to him, right? So Kumar is introducing this person. What would Kumar say?
Dochira Ashoka-san.
Now, Kumar has to say Kochira, because he is the speaker and this person is near the speaker. When he asked, how did he ask? Sochira, right? Raja asked with Sochira, but Kumar replies with Kochira. So it will change according to who the speaker is and where they're located. Kochira wa Ashok-san desu. Ashok-san wa nan desu ka? Hai. Nihongo no gakusei desu. But if Kumar is already a Japanese language student, he would say Ashok-san mo.
Nihongo no gakusei.
Excellent. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei. As I was saying, in place of Sochira, you can also use Sono hito, Sono kata. It's a more polite way, that's all. In the case of so words, the person who you're talking about is near the person whom you're addressing, the person to whom you're speaking, the listener. So when Raja asks, he's the speaker, Kumar is the listener, and the person Raja is talking about is near the listener. Okay? And lastly, you have Achira. So here we're talking about someone far away, right? Kumar is talking to Raja about someone totally far away. Achira wa?
Baby-san.
Baby-san desu. Instead of Achira, you can say? Hai. Anohito or Anokata. So again, Achira is like towards this way, towards that way, that person. So Achira is, this is something we'll talk about more in detail in lesson 3, but you don't use Achira only for people. You can also use it for directions. Hito and kata is only for people. Only for people, because it means person specifically. Whereas Achira just means that way. Kochira, this way. Sochira, that way. It's like that. As I said, donata, dare, they basically mean the same thing. Now, if this is the question, please read the question. What's he asking? Mr. Kumar, who is that person over there? How would Kumar reply? Kochira, will he say Kochira?
Achira.
That person is far away from both the speaker and the listener. That's why Raja used Achira in the first place. So unless she walks closer to them, she's going to stay Achira. Achira wa Devi-san de. What is she? Very good. That person is Devi and she is a bank employee. How can we say it? Devi-san de.
Ginko in this.
Very good. Achira wa Devi-san desu. Devi-san wa Ginko in desu. You can also combine the two sentences. Achira wa Devi-san de Ginko in desu. Or you can repeat Devi-san if you really want to. Nothing wrong. Achira wa Devi-san de Devi-san wa Ginko in desu. Daijoubu desu ka? Now, in the case of our words, generally, the person is far away from both the speaker and the
listener.
Yes, far away. Unless they move closer, both of them are going to use Achira to talk about that person. As I was saying earlier, the last of the koso ado terms, dochira was the one that we didn't look at very closely. Dochira can indicate two things actually. Because as I mentioned, kochira, sochira, achira, dochira, they don't indicate people specifically, they indicate direction. So dochira has the meaning of either which, as in which way, or where. So if you want to ask which person, to which side is Devi, or where is Devi? I don't even know where she is. Then you can ask with this question. How do you make the question?
Devi-san wa dochira desu ka?
Dochira desu ka?
Devi-san wa dochira desu ka? Where is she? Which one is she? So you want to know her among a group of people, or in general, you want to find her whereabouts. You don't know where she is. You go into the hotel, you're looking for Devi, you don't know where she is. You can ask the receptionist, Miss Devi, where is she? Devi-san wa dochira desu ka? Hi. Yes. Both questions are hidden in this sentence. The good news is the answer is the same for both questions. So it doesn't matter which question you're asking, right? Any which way, that person is going to tell you where Devi is. So exactly which meaning, it doesn't really matter. The situation will give you the same answer. So where is Devi? Which person is Devi? The question is the same. Devi-san wa dochira desu ka? Dochira desu ka? Where is she? Which person is she? Among two people, you want to know which is Devi. Hopefully you wouldn't confuse, but you never know, right? Foreigners don't know what is a typical woman's name or a man's name. So, yes? How do you mean? In that case, you can make your sentence that way. Devi-san wa watashi no okasan desu. My mother. So if you want, you can clarify it like that. This is like, where is that person located? It would be very context specific, right? You and your friend are sitting in a coffee house and you mention this person and they're like, oh, who is this person? Oh, she's my cousin. Oh, she's my classmate. You want to explain something? Obviously, in that situation, you're not going to point and show Devi-san inside the coffee house. So Japanese is a very contextual language, although their sentences are very vague sometimes, but context is everything for them. So utterances have to be in that situation. They take full meaning only in a given situation. So don't worry too much if something is unclear, if something has more than one meaning, because the exact meaning would come out in a particular circumstance. So this dochira can be used not just for people, but for the location of places. So what is bank?
Ginko.
Very good, ginko. Where is the bank? How can I ask?
Ginko wa dochira desu ka?
Ginko dochira desu ka?
Dochira desu ka? Ginko wa dochira desu ka? Because it's direction, right? Dochira is not just person, but direction. Which? It need not just be which person, it could be which object. Okay, for pen, you can just say pen. Pen. Which pen is mine? How do you say my pen?
Watashi no
Hi.
watashi
Watashi
no
no.
pen.
Watashi no pen.
Pen.
Wa.
Dochira desu ka?
Watashi no pen wa dochira desu ka?
Dochira desu.
Yes, same structure. Watashi no pen wa dochira desu ka? As for my pen, which is it? So dochira is like really useful. You can use it not just to find the location or specific identity of people, but for objects and places also. If you get lost, toire. Toilet, restroom is toire. Toire wa dochira desu ka? Tokyo wa dochira desu ka? Which way is Tokyo? If you have a huge group of people, you want to find Raja, how can you ask?
Raja-san wa dochira desu ka?
Raja-san wa dochira desu ka? Very good. The alternative to dochira?
दोनों खाता दोनों हित
Dono hito, dono kata. But what is the limitation of dono hito and dono kata? Singular and? You can use it only for people. Because hito and kata mean people. You cannot use this for your pen. Watashi no pen wa dono kata desu ka? You cannot say. Which person is my pen? It doesn't make sense. So this is an alternative only for people.
Sumimasen, ma'am.
Hi, dozo.
Can we use donata instead of
Oh,
dochira?
very good. Very good question. Now the difference, instead of dochira or dono kata or dono hito, if you use donata, what do you think is the difference?
Who is Raja?
Yes, donata means who. Again, you don't know that person at all, right? You've never seen them before. You've never laid your eyes on them. You've never heard of their name. That person is a blank to you. You've seen them for the first time and you want their identity, right? So, ne, sochira wa donata desu ka? But when you're asking dono kata, dono hito, dochira, you would have already got some idea of that person. So this has some previous knowledge involved, whereas this does not. So that is the situation. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Great. It was a very good question. So just to summarize, near the speaker, kochira, near the listener, sochira, far away from both, achira,
achira
and
Questions. Dochira.
दोचीरा दोनों का
dochira is which or where, donata and dare are who, right? Right? You also have this alternative which we were using, that is kono hito,
दोनों
tono hito, ano hito, dono hito. Actually, this is another set of koso ado words. This is one set. The sounds are all similar, right? This is a completely different set. Kono, sono, ano, dono can be followed by any noun, any name of anything or person, anything, a generic term to indicate something close to the speaker, something close to the listener, something far away from both, and which thing. It's very flexible because you can use it for anything. Kochira, sochira, achira, dochira, you can mostly only use it for people and directions. It has that limitation, but this has no limitation. We'll talk about this more in detail. You don't have to get confused yet. We're coming back to all this. Lesson 3, we will revisit and look at 2 more categories. In addition, in this lesson, we also saw 3 new particles. Mo, to, and de, right? Mo is also, when you bring things into a category you've already spoken about. To is and connecting independent nouns. De is and connecting. Actually, strictly speaking, they are sentences that end with desu. For now, those are the only sentences you're using. But in the future, we will learn other types of sentences where you won't be able to use de. But for now, this is the way, right? E wa bi desu. When you want to connect many sentences of this structure, you can use de. Now, just a sneak preview. These are the categories we have seen. This is the one we focused on in this lesson. Kochira, sochira, achira, dochira, donata, dare.
दोचीरा दोनों
Kono, sono, ano, dono. I'll talk about it more in detail next week. You have 2 more categories here. Yes. One is for things or objects. Agrinayintamar. If you use it, it's like disrespectful. You shouldn't use it. And that is what some of you may have heard.
Okay.
Hi. Hore, sore, are, dore. It's like saying this thing. Kore wa enpitsu desu. This is a pencil. Kore wa book. Hon, right? Kore wa hon desu. Or kyokasho. You can also say textbook. Kore wa kyokasho desu. Kore wa pasokon desu. It's a computer, right? Kore wa pasokon desu. If I want to talk about something near a listener, sore. Near, far away from both, are.
Correct.
Sore is which. Which object? What object? You don't know the object at all. What is that thing? That is nani. You don't know it at all. Nani or none. You don't know it at all. You use it only for objects. And lastly, for places, only for locations or places. You have another category. That is, some of you may have heard of that. Hi, this is a little tricky. Hi. Koko, soko, asoko, doko. Have you heard of this telecom brand Docomo? Yeah, it was here in India for some time. It's actually from Japan. Docomo means anywhere. Like you go anywhere, you'll get connectivity. Wasn't true, but anyway, well, not here anyway. We'll learn about this next week. I'm just showing you that this is how the system works. You don't have to remember this for now. That's all part of next lesson. For lesson 2, it's only this much, okay? Just to show you, Koso-ado is a big category. It has a lot of groups of words. So these also belong to that. So we'll be coming back. Daijoubu desu ka? So lastly, I think we have a little bit of time. We have a little bit of time. So I would like for us all to read lesson 2 conversation together. Yes? Can we do it? I'll just share this. Yeah. Now, before we read, a quick look at some of the other materials. It's what we saw in class. Nothing new. You can take your textbooks, flip over to lesson 2. On page 16, I think in newer editions, it may be a slightly different page number. 14? Yeah. Okay. 16 is this page, the one with the hyogen, hatten, and all that. So you have the vocabulary for jobs, right? Different professions, which we saw in class now. You have this Koso-ado terms, which also we saw in class. It's just for your reference. If you go to lesson 3, actually, you have a diagram, page 22. I'll just show the online students. Here, you have this little circle diagram thing, just to show you in an image how Koso-ado works. Coming back to page 16, you have some expressions. Let's quickly read them before we read them. What's the first expression?
So this. So this.
So this. So this is like, it is so. The reason I give this translation is it's easy to remember because it has the word so in it. Yes, it is so. That's correct. When someone asks you, oh, are you an engineer? Oh, are you a student? Oh, are you a company employee? Hi, so this. Yes, that's correct. You say it to people when you verify what they have asked. Right? So this. You also have a question form. The next one, dozo.
So this.
So desu ka?
So desu ka?
Yes. Is it so? Basically, it means this. Is that so? Is that right? Now, so desu ka can go both ways. Either you're asking them to confirm, oh, really? Is it so? Or it's just a polite way of giving some response when someone gives you new information. You don't know what to say. You have to say something. Ah, so desu ka? Oh, I see. It doesn't mean you're asking for something. You're just responding to new information. That person may say, watashi wa nihongo no gakusei desu. Ah, so desu ka? Oh, I see. Hai.
Chigaimasu.
Chigaimasu.
Chigaimasu it's like saying something is different or wrong from what someone just said. So someone may ask you, Nihongo no sensei desu ka? Are you a teacher? Chigaimasu. No, that's not right. Gakusei desu. Chigaimasu. No, that's wrong. I'm a student. Gakusei desu. So, chigaimasu.
Sensei,
Hi, dozo.
I have seen in anime that they use so this ne. What is it?
Yes. So this, we haven't seen this yet, but ne is another particle. It's a confirmation-seeking particle. In India, we often say no at the end of a sentence when we're asking a question. Oh, you're also a student, no? Right? That, yes, right? That is ne. So this ne, that's right, isn't it? It's just a confirmation way of saying. We'll be seeing it soon. I'm just saying since he asked. So it's very similar. That's true, ne? That's true, no? Very similar to the way we use it. Is it okay? Of course, we know the next expression. What is it?
Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Domo arigato
Gozaimashita.
gozaimashita. Now, until now, we were saying gozaimasu mostly, right? Masu is present tense, non-past form. Mashita is past form. So if someone has done a favor for you, it's over, and you're thanking them, then you can use the past form, right? Okay, thank you so much. You've taken care of it for me. But if they're going to continually do something for you, from now, they're going to do something for you, then use masu form, right? Oh, can you please take care of this for me? I have to run home now. And they say, yeah, sure, leave it and go. Arigatou gozaimasu. But you had asked them to send an email. They sent it. Hey, thank you so much for sending that email. Gozaimashita. Okay. Hi. Now, of course, these are the three particles that we learned in this lesson. Yes. As it mentions, you use it for joining sentences that end with desu. You can, n number of sentences you can join. Sentence 1, de. Sentence 2, de. Sentence 3, de. Keep going, except the last one. Last one should end with desu. I think in vocabulary, there are a few new words. I'll just highlight those. Yes. What is this? I'll try to zoom a bit. Yes, please read it.
Onaji.
Onaji. Onaji means same. Something to onaji means same as something. So, oh, I work in the same company as Debi-san. I can say Debi-san to onaji kaisha. Debi-san to onaji kaisha. We will see it in the conversation. Of course, you know all of these now. Skip down a bit. Yes. So, kata is also given here. We saw, right? Kata is the polite form of person. Hito is the normal form. Hi. Please read this also. No?
Honari.
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 Honari means next to or beside. Adjacent to. Adjacent to something. Something no tonari is beside this something. Right? For example, does anyone remember the word for desk? We saw it long back.
Tsuke.
Yeah, very good. Tsukue. Tsukue is desk. Tsukue no tonari. Chair is isu. So, tsukue no tonari. Next to the desk. Isu no tonari. Next to chair. Of course, you have to finish the sentence, but we'll see that in the conversation. Yeah, something no tonari. It can also be person no tonari. Raja-san no tonari. Next to Raja. Ashoka-san no tonari. Sensei no tonari. We saw Ryugakusei, right? Yes, Hayashi-san. He's a student studying abroad. Some of you may know this word.
Tomodachi.
Tomodachi. friend or friends. It's singular and plural. Ashoku-san wa watashi no tomodachi desu. Mr. Ashok is my friend. Or Ashoku-san to Devi-san to Raja-san wa watashi no tomodachi desu. You can say it for any number of people. Lastly,
Onna.
Otoko.
Otoko.
onna. Onna means female. Otoko means male. Usually when we talk about a person, right, Devi-san wa, we won't say onna desu. We'll say onna no
Hito.
hito desu. Hito means person. Onna is just female. It just indicates the gender. Otoko just indicates the gender. The polite way of saying is with hito or kata.
Otoko no hito.
Onna no kata. Onna no kata, otoko no kata, or otoko no hito. That's more polite than just saying onna or otoko. Onna or otoko, people say it, but it's a bit rude. It's like that female. You say it sometimes, right? It's a bit rude. Yes? Huh? Ko. Yes, yes. Onna no hito. Instead of hito, if you say ko, it becomes child. If you say hito, it's adult. Is it okay? Yes?
Person.
Jin means person. Hito also means person. Jin will be combined with the word. You won't use no. It directly attaches. But in the case of hito, you have to use no. That's the main difference. They both mean the same thing. We can't say that. No, there's more complicated reason why we can't do it. When we learn kanji, we'll learn about that. It's something related to kanji, actually. So we'll see it. Any other questions? Okay. So with this, hi. Hi, dozo.
There's also a it's no hito also like meaning of man and male.
Hito has the meaning of person. So person of male gender. Person of female gender. That's the meaning. So onna no hito. Just hito is a word, onna is a word. No is connecting them.
Yeah, but do they look like similar?
Well, look in the sense?
Do they look similar?
Which?
No hito and kata.
Yeah?
Do they look similar for male and female?
The kanji. How do you mean?
Like,
The word? Oh, so the second part is the same. This is the same. No hito is the same. Only the first part is changing. Onna or otoko. Because only the gender is changing. You're still talking about a person, but you're changing the gender, whether you're talking about a woman or a man. Only the first part will change. Second part is the same. So onna no hito, otoko no hito. Second part is the same. Is that what you were asking? Yeah, okay. Daijoubu desu ka? Nice. All right, so let's dive in and read.
Sumimasen.
Hi. Dozo. Was there a question?
Ma'am, shonen is also boy and otoko no ko is also boy.
Yes. So shonen, to be more precise, it's like young man. It's talking about a boy in his adolescence, like teenage years. Whereas otoko no ko is a very young boy, like maybe 5 or 10 years old max.
Ma'am, they use it to describe.
Okay.
Sorry?
They use shonen, the word shonen to describe which type of anime it is.
Yeah, they do that. So shonen is a category for manga and anime and things, right? Because the target audience is boys in their teenage years. They're not too young also. Like a 5-year-old boy may be interested, but he won't understand the depth of the story. Maybe a 15-year-old boy will enjoy it more. That's why they say shonen. But again, there's more complexity in how the term shonen works versus how otoko no ko works, which is connected to kanji. So I'll talk about it again later. Daijoubu desu ka?
Arigato.
Sumimasen.
Hi, dozo.
Ma'am, page number 16th,
Hi.
there is a fourth sentence. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Hi.
Domo means?
Domo is also a way of saying thank you. It's like the very much and thank you very much. So if you give the full expression, it's more grateful, more gratitude.
Okay.
You can leave it out if you want, but this shows more politeness.
Okay. Arigato.
Hi. Shall we? What's the title of the lesson?
Donata desu ka?
Very good. Donata desu ka? So as it indicates, the lesson is going to be about introducing people to each other. Hi. Now, so far, some of them know each other already, right? Just close this. Yeah. Hi. So how does it begin? Devi-san says,
Sensei, konnichiwa.
Sensei, konnichiwa.
Sensei, konnichiwa. Always start with greeting. How does sensei respond?
Konnichiwa. Sochira wa donata desu?
Sojira wa donata desu ka?
Who is this person near? Yes. So Tanaka is the speaker, Devi is the listener. Sochira means a person near Devi. That person near you, who is it? Devi-san says,
Kochira wa
Ashok-san desu.
Ashok-san desu.
Kochira ne, near me. This person is Mr. Ashok. Ne? Kochira wa Ashok-san desu. Ashok-san has to introduce himself. He's new. What does he say?
Hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite.
Ashok desu.
Ashok desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Yes. Yeah. Self-introduction, right? Hajimemashite. Now, this is like a super short form of my name is Ashok. You're just cutting it down to the bare essentials. You're omitting the topic because everybody's talking about you already. You're not saying watashi wa Ashok desu. Leave out watashi wa Ashok desu. This is Ashok. I'm Ashok. Ashok desu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Of course, Tanaka-san, meeting him for the first time, so she says,
Hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite. Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka?
Nihongo no?
Gakusei desu ka?
Gakusei desu ka?
What's she asking?
Is Ashok-san also
Yes,
Japanese student?
exactly. Pleased to meet you. Ashok-san, are you also? Now, here is a case where she is talking to Ashok, but she doesn't use anata, right? She's not saying anata. She's using his name even though she's talking directly to him. This is the way to do it. Even if you're speaking to that person, don't say anata mo Ashok-san mo Nihongo no gakusei desu ka? How did he respond?
Hai.
So desu.
So desu.
So desu ka?
Devi-san.
Devi-san to
Onaji.
onaji
Gaisha.
Yes.
gaisha desu.
Hi. So desu. Yes, that's so. That's correct. I am. Devi-san to onaji gaisha desu.
Gaisha desu.
Actually, the full structure of this sentence is, as always, if it's ending with desu, actually, this is the original structure. But Ashok is talking about himself. So he's not going to keep saying watashi wa. As for me, I'm same company as Devi. But he's omitting this watashi wa part. And he's giving only the B part, only the new information. Same company as Devi-san. Devi-san to onaji gaisha desu. So this is same, this is as, right? As Devi. Or with Devi. Actually, another meaning of to. This is also a particle. It has another meaning with. We'll see it later. How does Tanaka respond?
Oh, so desu ka?
So desu ka?
Oh, I see. Is that so? Just a polite response. Now, Ashok is new to this whole situation. He doesn't know a lot of people. So he's asking Devi-san about them. What does he ask?
Devi-san.
Devi-san.
Devi-san. Anokata wa
Donata desu.
desu ka?
What's he asking?
Who's that person?
I'm the person. Yes, that person. What's the question?
Donata desu.
That person, who is it? Now, where is that person?
Far
Away
away.
from the speaker and the listener.
Very good. Far, right? Whoever they're talking about is far away from both Ashok-san and Devi-san. We know because of using a, right? Ko, near speaker. So, near listener. A, far away from both. That person over there, who is it? But the problem is, what does she ask?
दोनों कथा देश का
दोनों का तो जिसका
Dono kata desu ka? What does it mean? Yeah,
which
which person? Which person? Why would she ask that? Nariya per irukanga. Yeah, there's a lot of people. She doesn't know which one he's talking about. There are many. So who do you mean? Which person are you talking about?
Tanaka san sensei no
Narino
Tonari
Otokono Hitodesu.
Wow. Yes. It's a long sentence. What do you think it means?
the male near Tanaka sensei.
Closer to Tanaka-san.
There's a person who is male
Next to.
next to.
Tanaka san Tanaka sensei.
So the no is attaching and giving us more information. When you use no and you translate to English, please come in the backwards order. Start from Hito. The person of male type of location beside of Tanaka sensei. So the man next to Tanaka. The person next to Tanaka, that's the man I'm asking about. Tanaka sensei no tonari no otoko no hito desu. The Devi-san explains who that person is. What does she say?
Ano kata wa
Anokata.
Hayashi san de
Hayashi-san de
Tanaka
Tanaka
sensei
sensei
no
no
Oto
Otomo
desu.
Tomodachi.
Very good.
Tomodachi.
Ano kata wa Hayashi-san de Tanaka sensei no otomodachi.
Otomodachi.
What is otomodachi? Tomodachi is friend, right? O is for respect.
Respect.
You're talking about someone else's friend, not your friend. So you're adding O. So that person is Hayashi and what?
Hayashi-san.
He is
He
Tanaka-san.
Tanaka sensei.
Tanaka-san.
Tanaka sensei no friend. So that person, still, he's far away from both of them, right? That person is Hayashi and he's Tanaka sensei's friend. What does Ashok ask next?
Ano kata
Anokata
no sensei desu ka?
Nihongo sensei desu.
Very good. What is he asking?
Is he also a
Is he
Japanese
also
language teacher?
Japanese language teacher?
Is he also a Japanese language teacher? Why? Who is a Japanese language teacher? Someone has to be.
Tanaka-san wa Nihongo sensei.
You cannot use mo until someone is already in that group. So he knows Tanaka as a teacher. He's asking, is that person also a teacher? Debi-san says,
Iie
Iie
chigaimasu.
Ryugaku
Satsei.
very good. Ryu, ryugakusei desu.
say this.
What is she saying?
Foreign exchange student.
It is wrong.
Yes. No, you're wrong. He's a foreign exchange student. In this sentence, she doesn't repeat Hayashi-san because Hayashi-san has been made the topic in this already. Mo is replacing wa, right? Ano kata wa. Instead, you're saying mo. So it's the same kata you're talking about. So she won't say Hayashi-san wa ryugakusei desu. You can omit Hayashi-san wa. Iie, shigaimasu. Ryugakusei desu. He's a foreign exchange student. How does he respond?
So desu ka. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Gozaimashita. Ne? Oh, I see. Ne? Thank you very much. And this is in past tense because he has asked her so many questions and she has very patiently responded to all of them. Now her favor to him is over. She's not going to continue. It's over with this. So he's putting it in past tense. Now this is something, if you get it wrong, it's okay. You don't have to like very consciously like This is masu or mashita. But with time, you will get the hang of it. Yes? So, oh, I see. Thank you very much. Right? Very polite. See, these are things that in our culture we may take for granted. Oh, can you tell me how to go here? Or what is this? We may not think to say thank you for every little thing. But in Japanese culture, it is so normal to say sumimasen for every little thing and thank you for every little thing. Yes, so we can practice that. Hai. Daijoubu desu ka?
大丈夫です。
大丈夫です。
Hi. Very quick note. Yeah. Before you take off, remember, you can now do lesson 2, practice renshu and exercises in your textbook. Please also do the exercises online through your Hayakawa login because it'll do an auto check. It's very good typing practice. Yes. In the long run, this will be helpful for you. And I will be able to check how you're doing if you take those online tests, right? It's not a test, it's just a homework. Yeah?
Is the homework like the pop quiz you uploaded in Google Classroom?
Sorry?
Is that the pop quiz you uploaded in the Google Classroom?
I'm not able to hear you very clearly. Could you type it in the chat maybe? Sorry, it's a bit muffled.
Can you know?
I can hear, but it's not clear. Like the exact words are not very clear.
Oh, okay.
Hi, sumimasen. You can put it in the chat. Any questions here? Daijoubu desu ka? Yes. So your homework for this week is, first and foremost, hiragana and katakana to 100%. Yes? And then, of course, you should definitely finish lesson 1 and lesson 2, textbook exercises. If you haven't yet taken the addition, I shared a couple of quizzes in Google Classroom for practicing kana, hiragana, katakana. If you have not done that, please do that also. It is extra practice. It doesn't count to your grade, but always take the chance of doing extra practice when you get it. Then you can check where you're going wrong. And I can check where you're going wrong. That's the important thing. Yes? Hi. So if, yes, I'll just see what his question is. If it's pertinent. Yes, the typing practice, it is a pop quiz because I didn't tell you about it beforehand. But as I was just saying, it's up to you. It's not part of your score. It's just extra practice. Do you mean the one in Hayakawa login, the one I just spoke about with the textbook exercise? You mean the Google Forms? Yeah, Google Forms is just extra. It's very effective. Hi. Yes, so that's, yes?
今日は日本の子供の日ですか?
Yeah, the Kodomo no Hi event.
今日は
Kyo desu. It's today. I think it's starting at 4 p.m. And if you're participating, you may have to come here a bit earlier, maybe by 3:30. Yes. Hi. I may not be here, unfortunately. I have some circumstances at home. But the rest of the team will be here. I missed the chance of meeting you, though.
大丈夫です。
Hi. Please enjoy the event. Anybody here staying for Kodomo no Hi event? Children's Day? Wow, fantastic. Great. I hope you enjoy. Yes. Hi. It's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And the location will be here, as you might have guessed. Yes, if there are no other questions, sumimasen, it's a little over time today, but thank you for your patience. I look forward to seeing you all again next weekend. Hai. Arigatou gozaimashita.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
はい。ありがとうございました。また来週。See you next week.
また来週。
はい。また来週。